Mm. Are we back? I think we're back. I think we're back. Oh, now YouTube primary ingress servers. That's not a very good way to treat me. I'll fix the chat in but a moment. Oh goodness, it seems that the YouTube servers needed a hard reset. Oh, but... Oh, Bunny! Good morning. Or should I say good meowing? I hope the stream goes close to perfect as possible this time. I think that's enough cat puns for one day. I'm drinking strawberry lemonade. Lovely. Good taste. Hello, hello. Now I can give you my proper introduction. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. It's lovely to see you. Good morning, good morning. Come on in. We're having our morning coffee together. And let's just fix the chat. Doo-doo-doo. There we are. Now, come on. Excuse you? YouTube really is trying to give me something today. YouTube's really trying to give us the business today. YouTube really is trying to give us the business. Oh. Welcome back. Welcome back. Come on in, come on in. My apologies for the small hiccup. Don't worry, I promise we shall rain vengeance upon YouTube in the proper and timely manner. But thank you all for coming out. Thank you all for coming by. I really appreciate it. And of course, for those of you who managed to hang in there through our initial little hiccup, it wasn't my fault, I swear. It wasn't my fault, I swear. It was just YouTube being mean. But I've posted the stream on Twitter. People should be able to see. Now I think we can get back into the cozy vibes, should we not? It was a slightly stuttered start, but better things happen now than in the middle. Don't you agree? Well, I hope you are all having a wonderful morning. I'm having a rather pleasant one, actually. It was one of those mornings where I woke up at a reasonable time and felt myself gently drifting into reality. After spending an inappropriate amount of time during the night playing video games. Oh, aren't you all so kind? You're also very sweet. Thank you very much. You are all very, very sweet. Very sweet. Oh, hello again. Morning, Zander. So good to see you streaming tomorrow. Oh, yes, thank you. Tomorrow, you're going to color your drawer. Have a good day. Thank you so much. Honestly, I've been seeing the art of me lately, and I've been so happy about it. So happy about it. I don't know. I'm still like such a giddy child when I see art, even the stuff that is a little bit lewd. I actually quite like it. It's very cute, you know. What can I say? I'm an incubus. I have good taste. And from the looks of it, a lot of you do too. But do come in, get yourself comfortable. You and me are wrapped in the nice warm blanket of the early mornings together. I don't think I can handle your voice this early in the morning. I hope you can. But no, I'm always so impressed. And we finally turned around and we've settled on the little chat mascot as well. It's very cute. It's very cute. I thought that the NetherRam idea was beautiful. We're going to be working on that, or I'm going to be working on that for the next few weeks. It's going to be lovely. The idea of the NetherRam was such a smart idea. And I've also been working very hard preparing for the ASMR stream this Friday. It's very cute. It's something I'm excited for. I actually had to explain it all as a concept to the Dark Overlords last night, which is something I've never had to do before. I've never had to explain things like in a constructive and conducive way. I just turn around and go, well, it's art, you know, it's art. And hope that just the artistic vibes are enough to take me. You know me, I might be an incubus, but I'm a very artsy incubus. Although, I get the feeling that a lot of you out there are very artsy as well. I feel like it's something that, what do I say? It's something that's very inherent, you know? It's very natural. I feel like there's a certain level of art that goes into a lot of things, whether it's drawing or writing or being a very, very, very seductive little incubus. It works very, very well. And I feel like anything that goes from a certain craft and takes a certain level of mastery and dedication and a mixture of both talent, potential and effort could, in theory, be called an art. But it's lovely. I wish I could draw. I really wish I could draw. I see the little art tag and I see it and I really wish I could draw. I think I'm going to try and teach myself how to draw. I was watching some other creators do their little, the little 100 days of drawing challenge, which is very cute. And I think I might try and force myself to do it. Maybe. If I can turn around and learn how to draw. Because, you know, I've got to eventually stop having my drawing stick men. In case any of you haven't seen the Binding of Isaac thumbnail that I made in the space of 5-10 minutes, more like 20. I wish I could say it was 5-10 minutes, but it's definitely not 5-10 minutes. That thing where I was like, woo, let me make a little thumbnail. Oh, although I have been spoken to about potentially getting an art tablet or something with the ability to draw on it. Apparently it's very good in this line of work. But overall, I think that you know, it wouldn't be a terrible investment, you know, just for me in the long term, you know. It's something that that I think would be absolutely, you know, adorable. Plus, you know, it never hurts to be able to actually sign your names on things. And I always feel like such a UPS man, you know, whenever the people turn up at the door and they have their little UPS package and they go, sign for this here, and pull out the little digital pen. Oh, I used to play the ukulele. I used to play one song. It was during the period, I think it was 2016, where, you know, it was kind of cool for a little bit, just a very, very little bit, just a tiny little bit. It was cool, and it was like it was like a beginner guitar, because I remember I paid something like £20 for it, which is like $25 on Amazon.com, and I had this silly little ukulele delivered to me, and I remember I learned how to play one song, and it was "We Don't Believe What's on TV" by 21 Pilots. And this little indie alt version of me just sat there and just strummed away, and it was actually quite funny. I ended up not really following up after I learned one song. I actually upgraded to a real guitar after that. I don't want to say upgraded, that feels like I'm pitting instruments against each other and saying fight, but, you know, it's definitely a thing. But I played the guitar. This is how terrible my flitting from one thing to another is. I played guitar for about 3 months, I want to say, and I learned one song, which was like the chords to, I don't know if anyone remembers this TV show from, I want to say like the mid-2000s, but it was called 𝔂𝓸𝓾𝓻, and I learned the intro chords to that because it was very cute. It was that, and I feel like if I ever get an instrument again, I'll learn one song and then say, okay, I'm done. I know how to play this. I know how to play this now. I know what I'm doing. I can do this. It's fine. One song on ukulele, one song on guitar. Indeed, indeed. I try and keep things random, chaotic. When I was young, very, very young, very, very young, imagine the tiny little Zanny that you remember from the little intro stream. If you remember him, he had, what was it? He got taught, or taken actually, by his parents to have piano lessons as a child. I had piano lessons, and I remember I learned how to play, what's it called? Chopsticks. I remember it was the one that goes din 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 dun 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 dum 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 din 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 dim 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 dim. And I was tiny, I think 6 years old, doing like piano lessons, little demon spawn. And how many times do people have to learn chopsticks? But I learned chopsticks so many times on the piano, and then it was do 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 that one, and I remember I did that, and I must have studied for about a month or two, and then the piano teacher, who was this really lovely older lady. I still have a very vivid memory of her, with like this sort of dark, very much like raven hair with like a little bit of grey starting to get spliced in. She goes to Dear Mummy Demon Dearest and has a little hand on my shoulder, and she goes, "Your child has no potential for the piano." And I just and I was like, well, you've saved us all a lot of time, thank you. And I don't know why, but little me found that so funny, because I don't know why. I just found it so funny that this kind little old lady just goes, "He has no potential." But I found it kind of adorable, because the way she said it, she had this like very soft, very cutesy old lady voice, just like, you know, "Your child has no potential for the piano. None." And I'm like, well, thank you very much. But I think I would prefer someone turning around and telling me that I have no potential ever than expecting me to one day get good. You know, don't get me wrong. Maybe that was the start of my... I'm beginning to see a pattern. Maybe my love of video games that hurt me started from this little old piano lady. No. Let's not go into that. I'm paying someone $90 an hour, or $90 for 45 minutes to deal with that. I jest, of course, but piano skill issue, certainly a piano skill issue. I think that it's a thing though. I love musical instruments. I'm so impressed by my gen mates that do have a musical disposition as well. It's very, very, very impressive. You know, they turn around, they play their songs, and they know how to like press keys and notes happen. In case you can't tell, I know very little about music. I know how to listen to it, and it's SoundCloud. I've actually been getting really into video games again. I think that's one thing that getting to play with you guys has actually kind of reignited in me, which is really sweet. I downloaded Love and Deep Space the other night, and I made a post on Twitter about downloading it because I said something. I said something about how what was it? I said something about how, you know, chat forgive me for I have sinned, same as usual, and I downloaded Love and Deep Space, and it's very interesting. Ooh, Simping Trash Kitty, I have to go now, but I hope you have a good stream. Why, thank you very much. I hope you have a good day too, or night. But I've decided that I've changed my mind. I said Xavier was numero uno. Unfortunately, Xavier has been knocked off of his pedestal. Xavier is dry. Xavier is musty. Musty, musted, crusted, busted, disgusted. My opinion has violently changed. My opinion has changed. Raphael. Now that gentleman, he paints in a white shirt. The man paints in a white shirt. That is very ballsy. That is very ballsy for a man as clumsy as he is. And I can't help but respect that. And through that respect, he's caught my attention. You see what I mean though? I couldn't paint in a white shirt. I do some watercolors every now and then, you know, but I always have a shirt specifically for it, you know. I feel like everyone has a shirt which is like their shirt that they wear when things are going to get messy, you know? And it's nice, it's there, you know? And what can I say? The best way to get my attention is to do what he does, which is just be very confident. I think we all know confidence is attractive no matter what way you look at it. And I find confidence very, very attractive on the mildly insane. On the mildly insane, confidence is something that I adore. It's wonderful, you know? Well, At the same time, you know, I will admit I'm still quite early on in the story. It's still quite an early meeting. And, you know, I'm looking forward to getting the drawers. Someone should have told me it was gacha sooner. I would have downloaded it. I thought it was like a visual novel. Like it was 𝓂𝓸𝓾𝓻 Vampire or something like that, you know? Or the Arcana, where, you know, I find the Arcana such a funny game. I don't know why, but I find the Arcana such a hilarious game. Because it will give you two options, and it will look like three. It will give you two options. It will give you two options, and you'll be walking along, and you know, Asra will pull you into an alcove secretly. The two of you, your faces mildly touching, him feeling his hot breath against your neck. Your skin begins to bristle as your hairs begin to stand up, goosebumps running down your spine. Two options appear. Kiss him. 2,000 gems. Or violently kick him in the balls and and I'm like, well, I don't want to pay 2,000. Oh, Kiwi, thank you very much. Thank you, Kiwi. I'm glad you're here. And that's literally it. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. Like this is a thing. This is a thing. And I remember I saw that. I was playing through, and it was very early on, actually. It was like the bit underground, and and I think that it was a bit underground, or a bit where we were cuddling or hiding or something, and I was like, okay, I want to do this. And I'm like, why are we not touching? Why are we not? I don't mean to be a hoe, but also look at me. Look at all this. Look at all this. Like, what was that going to do? I mean, I appreciate. I think it's why I always like my visual novels in one singular payment. You know, I know that you're not going to milk me for any more money. Also, the Arcana, sponsor me. I'm an Incubus. I'll even hype up that hanged man crow dude. He's underrated. Why did you tie your crow man up in a bunch of red rope? I need answers. But it's definitely a thing. And you know, I do like the little visual novels, and it's I like the singular payments. I like when people turn around and I get all of it beginning to end. I really like, okay, small obsession for me. During the summer of 2000 and I want to say 17, maybe I was younger, or maybe I was older, maybe it was later, I got really into Monster Prom, which was such a strange thing. And I was so shaken by it. I loved Monster Prom for like a certain period of time. And I remember it was everywhere for such a long time. It really blew up. You couldn't go on YouTube without seeing people playing it or talking about it, or how there were friends playing together and the multiplayer was there. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. And, you know, I really got into it. And then they released a sequel, which was Monster Camp. And Monster Camp was okay. Mid. But then they did Monster Road Trip, and I'm really, really into that. And I really want to get the road trip version. It looks good. It looks very good. And I'm like, I feel like there are only 4 spots, but I think, you know, if one of us from FSP is ever busy or something like that, I might turn around and just drag all of the other boys in to play Monster Prom, because that would be so funny. That would be so funny. And it's wonderful. I feel like I would pay to see people play Monster Prom. I would pay to see all of us play Monster Prom, because it's a meta. It's a meta. You know, you've got monsters, because you've got me and Roscoe and Kaz and Lucy and Gail playing and trying to date other monsters. It's so cute. It's so cute. It would be, because there are layers to the humor, you know. And if any of them touched Damien before me, I'd stab them with a spoon. I wish I was joking. Oh, right, we could have a narrator. Oh, we could. We definitely could. That would be such a cute game. Oh my goodness, I might... That's such a cute game. I actually weirdly love that. Okay, I'm going to have to make a note of that somewhere. And of course I'm a Damien main. Look at me. Look at me. It's good to find someone else who is, you know, as horned up as I am. I mean, look at my horns. But yes, that game was everywhere for a summer. Everywhere. And I absolutely did. And, you know, I think that would work. I think that would be really fun. At the same time, though, there are a lot of games that I really enjoy and I'd like to spend time and just sort of kick back and relax. And also, I'm seeing some people joining now. So those just joining the stream, welcome. It's lovely to see you. Come on in, take a seat, relax. We're being very cozy and cuddly. Speaking of, my morning coffee has finally cooled down. I like my coffee black and scalding hot, but... there's my coffee. I have these lovely glass coffee mugs, which fit in the bar so well. So well. So, you know, we can scooch in, we can sit down and just enjoy a little sip. Speaking of, I'm going to have to do some renovations around here for, what, Thursday? Friday? Friday. I'm going to have to do some renovations around here for Friday. Definitely do some renovations. See if I can get this place nice and ASMR ready. Turn down the lights, you and me. Definitely keep the bar though. I'll see if I can turn down the lights. Maybe add a dash of colour. You know, a little hint. Oh yes, 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 yes. I meant to say I'm waiting to get permission for a few games. I've been really working hard on getting permission for games that I think would do well for all of us. And I do have a list. I do have a list of games that I'm waiting to hear back on, and it's really exciting because it means that I get to play some of my favorites, and there's some of my games that I haven't played yet, and there's so much stuff, right now I'm waiting to hear back. Oh lovely, oh that's wonderful. Oh, I got permission. Oh, look at me, you had me check the thing. I got, well, I hope you're all ready for a date with death. I got permission. Tee-hee. Hey, I've got permission for a date with death and Cult of the Lamb. Oh, that's good. Cult of the Lamb is wonderful as well. I can finally just hop on it with those two. I can finally do what I have to do what I need to do, and I'm very much here for it. Very much here for it. I have to try and seduce death. How does an incubus seduce death? I don't know. I'm completely going in blind. And Cult of the Lamb as well is wonderful. I love Cult of the Lamb. Cult of the Lamb is great. There's this whole... it's terrible of me, but I love the whole Lamb and Narinda as a couple. They're wonderful. I love them. I don't know if that was a thing. Absolutely. Adore it. But I cannot wait. I wonder how Death is going to be. I've seen he's got really pretty hair, and I think his hair's prettier than mine, so I'm somewhat jealous of that. I'm definitely jealous of that. Look at my little wispy hair. True, both creatures of the night. Indeed. I mean, I never thought I would say that Death gives baby girl energy, but he seems like someone who you do that thing. I don't know if you've seen the little trend on Twitter or Facebook or YouTube or whatever. I still use Facebook. I don't mean to sound like a boomer, because I'm not, but I actually still use Facebook, and it's actually really funny. But you know, you do the thing where you go up to someone and tell them, hey, you know, interlock your fingers in front of you, and then you just grab their hands and put it above their head, and it's very cute. It's very cute. I feel like I could do that to Death, and you know, he'd be down for it. No. I actually went without being online for the longest time. I went without being... I didn't even actually use the internet until I was already a grown demon, and I then suddenly decided to start using it and fell straight into it, and it ended up being this absolutely monstrous experience that is the now, and I quite like it. But at the same time, you know, I think that kind of finding the demon of the internet, finding myself in this little sphere, as I have, has been a really nice bit of timing for me, because I'm getting to do the absolute mostest, you know. No, I definitely could do that trick. The little hands crossed. Sorry, I'm jumping backwards. But the little fingers interlocked, hands, arms up against the wall trick. I feel like I could do that to someone, and it would be really cute, and they would melt. I think that would work, you know? There's something about getting pinned up against a wall, which is just so sweet. Which, again, you know. Oh, someone got an Avalum ad. That's wonderful. I didn't know they were still running ads on us. Oh no, that's why. Okay, wonderful. But yes, I don't know. There's just the idea of being swept off your feet or picked up, or or just throwing someone over your shoulder, which is there. It's sweet. It's nice. I didn't know we still got ads. That's wonderful. I had no idea. I thought that we'd done our little debut week. I'd sauntered up and I'd been like, oh, look at all the things I like. Look at this. I like kittens and puppies and Gengar and whatever. And then we're like, oh, let's go. Oh, I had an incident where someone in my real life saw my ad, and I was like, oh, you saw that? Oh, why hello, please, let's not think about this. Oh, I considered trying to use Facebook again to follow Moose the Loose, and if it's reassuring since you're worried about being considered a boomer. Oh, definitely, Bunny. It's weird. It's weird. It feels like a weird backdated social media that doesn't really have too much to pull. But at the same time, people still use MySpace. In fact, I think Justin Timberlake owns MySpace, which, good for him. But yes, they knew it was me. They knew it was me. Obviously, my immediate circle knows that I'm a demon. Believe it or not, it's kind of difficult to hide with, the horns and the wing and the lack of clothing. But it was very funny because we were sat there just sort of chilling out on my friend's bed, and we were just, doing our thing and, going and being like, oh, talking about life and everything. And they were showing me some terrible AMV for something. And it was, as the little click happened, it was like it suddenly just showed the little ad for me, and it was like, hello my sweet mortals, come to Club Netherbrand, tee hee, and all of that, and it was lovely. It was like, yes, bed. It's not it's fine. It's not like that. I mean, probably, but like it wasn't like that. Okay, it was the whole thing where the two of us were just sort of laying like on the bed. It's a good chill out spot because there's only one computer chair or like one little chair, and we're just sort of laying there, and it's just a nice way to relax. Okay. I mean, also cuddling with your friends in a platonic way is totally fine as well. I have cuddled with many of my friends in a platonic way. Okay, it's a totally reasonable and valid thing to do, and I'm willing to go into this because there are times where I've gone out and I've had some drinks during the night, and a lot of my friends have had a few drinks as well, both of the ones who were accompanying me that particular evening, and it just ends up with like the three of us deciding, let's just be in a little cuddle pile and just leave ourselves here for a while, and it's easier, and it makes sense because like I read this study online, right? I read this study online, so I got it off the internet, so it's legit, where it says humans need 4 hugs a day to get by. I think I get 8 hugs a month, and I'm like, well, I need more, obviously. I need more hugs and everything. And 4 hugs a day, insane number, insane number. Okay, but like, I definitely love the affection, and I love the whole warmth and the touch, and it's very nice. There's something very it's friendly but also intimate, and it's the feeling of feeling that other person's warmth gently pressed up against you, and you can feel sort of their body heat, and you can feel, and they can feel yours, and it's a proximity thing. I absolutely love them. Hugs are the best. and it's great, you know. And it's always good to have like a friend or a little cuddle buddy or something. Oh, physical affection, definitely. I love physical affection as a love language. I'm personally a time spent type of boy. I'm definitely a time spent type of boy, and I like spending time, but like time spent with physical affection attached. Like we lock ourselves away somewhere, and I just latch onto you like a barnacle, and I'm like, let's go, quality time. Quality time. Let me just hold on to you while you do your favorite things. You know, it's lovely. Plus, you know, I think getting into someone's interest and finding out about it and letting them be passionate and cute about it is a really good way of getting to know them and deepening your appreciation for them. I've always been a middle spoon. I'm whatever you need me to be. Whether you want to be little spoon and have me wrap my big arms and my wing around you and hold you close and make sure you don't get to go or be let go, or if you just want me to be like a little spoon that you use as a pillow, I can do that too. Though I will say, if I am being little spoon, you have to watch out for the horns. The spikes on the side are sharp. Like, you know, it's the thing. Although I would like to say, I think I mentioned it before, I can bend my wing backwards. It does fold backwards. So even if I am little spooning, I could probably like wrap that back and around you. It's actually surprisingly dexterous, which is good. And, you know, I've also got the tail. And as I said, the tail's always very useful. So yes, it's good. It's good. The wing is good. Oh, the horn just has lots of little spikes. It's lots of little spikes. They kind of curl backwards. I don't know if you can see, but they're adorable. I do like to try and, you know, keep things very soft, very fluffy. I have a deep appreciation for fluffy blankets as well, and that's nice. I like beds full of fluff. I need to get a new bed, actually. My current one is not very good, and, you know, I think I'd like a fluffier bed, like a nice big mattress, because I've got a thin mattress right now. Not like thin, but I got told that, you know, thinner mattresses are like better for your back or something, and it's very interesting, you know, because I got the thin mattress after I needed to move in, and I think I need a bigger, softer bed. I will say I weirdly like motel beds. Definitely motel beds. Because I stayed at the we have these things. We had these things, should I say, when I was roaming about Europe and England and all of that, called Premier Inns, and I accidentally broke one of their beds one time. And I remember I was so scared about having to pay for the beds because of the fact that, like, it's an expensive bed. It's a really expensive bed. So, you know, I like crawled under the bed and had to like slot, because like the middle bit, the bit with like the wooden slat through the middle, like snapped in two. So I crawled under the bed and I literally got like one of the what are they called? The little trash can from the corner of the room, and I slid it under the bed like sideways to keep the bed together. And I remember I was so nervous that I'd receive a bill in the mail over it, because I wrapped the little trash can in a black bag and slid it under there, so that way whoever was coming in cleaning kind of would look under and they wouldn't see anything, because, you know, it would be black on black, you know, it would be black on black, and they wouldn't see it. And I got away with it because I remember those are like a lot of money it's literally like £1,000 if you break one of those. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. So obviously, you know, I scurried away, and, you know, myself and my guest disappeared and tried to do the little key drop, and were gone. And I was so worried that I was going to get found. But Premier Inn beds are so beautiful as like beds. They have this purple light bar at the top, and you know, they have these the like gentle purple. Those beds were I'm just saying, those hotel rooms were made for one thing, and they have the look to them. They have the Love Hotel look. Because they have, like, you can turn off the main lights and only leave like this purple LED light strip that like glows above the bed on. And it's definitely a thing. They have that look. And they also have these like large bathtubs. And I'm like, wait a second, these are just fancy things. You see, it's a lovely place. The beds are comfortable, and you can even get breakfast included. Although I wouldn't get breakfast, it's literally just cheap pastries. I mean, I suppose they are. I suppose they are sort of that purpose, but I mean, that means they're fit for task. But no, absolutely lovely. I promise I don't break everything I touch. I don't break everything except that car windshield that I hit with my head, and my front tooth, and also my, well, and like not my front tooth, but like one of my little front teeth, and you know, all of that. But all of those weren't my fault, so that's fine. I break a lot of things. All right. My phone screen, I've broken my door a couple of times. My old controller for my PlayStation, I actually broke that a few weeks ago. I'm a little bit clumsy. I'm a clumsy, silly little incubus. I'm a clumsy, silly little incubus. I'm just a silly little guy. But it's definitely a thing. I'm a little clumsy. Oh, I'd never break any of your hearts, though. Never. I intend to keep those very close to me. Trust me. The car. I think I told the story on the quiz show, actually, with Gail, but I can retell it. So the windshield story is that I was in a car. I was in a vehicle after I'd come to the human world, and I was being driven from A to B. And while the driver, who was my family member at the time, had gone and scurried off into the shops, and I'd gone as well, they said, you know, Zanny, go back to the car. I think I left my bag in there. And I was like, okay, I can do that. So I scurry back, and I'm like, and I go back to the car, and I lean inwards, and like the bag is in like this little passenger well, this little seat, and I go and I pick it up, and my head goes upwards, and I bonk the windshield, and it breaks, but I don't feel anything. It doesn't hurt, and I look, and this windshield is cracked. It's cracked. It looks like a spider's web, and I go, oh. I'm in trouble. And then I immediately lie afterwards, because obviously I lie, because obviously I lie, because that's what you do, and I didn't want to get in trouble. Little Zanny's going to turn around and be like, and I was like, oh, I found it like that. I don't know what happened. it must have been vandalism. And I got away with it. And and yes, and then that's how my horns, my tough skull has got me through many things. And I think I shall refrain from telling the story again of the tooth, but I just kissed too hard with someone else, and you know there was a moment we bonked, and we both chipped teeth, and it was very cute. It was very cute. And it wasn't like a big chip; it was just a little bambino chip on one of the teeth, but it was cute. And you know, sometimes you just have to be your best demon. I've got a tough skull, what can I say? It helps, it helps. But yes, I think that's all of my most expensive breakages. I don't think phones count. Everyone breaks their phone. I've broken my phone a few times. I've dropped my old phone. I used to have this old Huawei P60 Lite. I used to have a Huawei phone. Shout out Huawei, sponsor me Huawei. And it could take some punishment. It could take some punishment. It could take some. I dropped it downstairs. I dropped it on my face. I dropped it on my horns. I dropped it on concrete. I dropped it out a window. I dropped it everywhere. And it didn't break. And then the one time I was getting out of the shower, you know, because I'm someone who likes to listen to music in the shower. So, you know, I'll be there and I'll, you know, wrap myself in a towel and I'll pick my favorite little playlist and I'll turn it on and I'll connect it to the Bluetooth shower speaker, and, you know, I'll be there just in the shower, relaxing, enjoying the feeling of the warm water against my skin and, you know, doing my thing, enjoying myself. And just having some music on in the background, and it makes the whole experience so much more enjoyable for me, you know, because I can take my time and I can wash my hair and I can let it air dry and all that, and then I can get out and I can start my little skincare routine. And the one time I get out, I've got the towel on the side, and then I grab it and I pull it. And the phone gets caught, and it goes bonk onto the floor. And I'm like, oh, a lot of people are saying the window thing, but the phone shattered as soon as it hit the floor. And I'm like, after all this time, the window thing was to prove a point. I was trying to tell one of my friends that this phone is indestructible. Indestructible. I've dropped it many times. It's not broken. It's a very good phone. And if I could, I would prove it. And they were like, fine then, I don't believe it, Danny. And I'm like, well, fine then, watch this, you dumbass. So I take the phone and I go, whoop, and it goes out the window, and it's fine. Oh, hello, Alicia. Hello, Danny. If I could, I would give you all the hugs you want, hugs on demand. I know I could really use them. Oh, why, thank you, Alicia. And don't worry, I'm sure everyone will end up getting hugs too soon. Certainly. After all, you know, it's definitely going to happen. I look, it's not about the phone. It's about sending a message. I needed to be believed the first time I said it. Otherwise, there's no point. It's about the power. It's about the power. Okay? It's about the power. It is. Don't sound like I'm being ridiculous. I just, you know. Look, I would give you all a head pat right now if I could. I would give you a head pat. I would, you know, do the little thing right where I like take my hand and go like squish, 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 like that, like squish, 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 squish. And I would turn around and I would say about how, you know, it's about that dynamic. Okay, listen, some of you are in need of my affection, very much so, and it's a dominance check, okay? I like to, you know, I might be versatile in some aspects, but at the same time, I like to be very socially dominant. I like to, you know, be independent and be like, here I come. Don't worry, I'm taking the lead, you know? I like to be socially dominant, which I quite like. I think it's the big personality, personally. It's definitely there. I feel like my personality is too big to be withheld. It's actually something that has scared off prior lovers when they've said that my personality is just a little too big, that I'm just a little bit too much at times. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I want to sweep you up and take you on a wild adventure and make everything impulsive, you know? Can't help it if you don't like excitement. Besides, you're all here, you and me. There must be something about it that you enjoy. Either that or it's just the outfit. But yes, it's definitely the whole idea of just keeping things very, very like in charge. I like to be able to do things, you know. I'm a little bit extra. We all know I'm a little bit extra. I'm very extra. In fact, I'm extremely... There's no such thing as too much or too extra or too dramatic or too much. I really like being just very big and over the top and going, oh, look at me go. And it's great. And, you know, I think that everyone should just have this very, I don't want to say big personality, but, you know, be impulsive and do things that make them happy, you know. I personally, one of my favorite pastimes actually was that I would go to art galleries, and I still do. These lovely little art galleries. There's actually a Japanese art gallery that is probably about an hour or two away from me. But I love this Japanese art gallery because they have these rotating exhibitions, and it's wonderful. Oh, another. Thank you very, very much. I like your big personality. Your confidence rubs off on me and makes me feel the same way too. Oh, well, I hope that, you know, with these morning coffee streams and whenever they end up being, I'm playing with my schedule right now, I hope that I'm able to rub off on all of you in the best way and give you a little bit of oomph to start the day, you know? Consider it like a little you to Zanny, Zanny to you, confidence and energy infusion, you know? What can I say? I might be an incubus, but I like to give as much as I take. But yes, I love the whole idea of just sitting in art galleries. I used to be such an artsy little hoe when I was in London, definitely was, because of the fact that I liked the aesthetic, I want to say. I liked just sitting in art galleries, drinking a little cup of coffee, the fancy little London cups of coffee, where it's like two knuckles deep of coffee, and you pay £7 for it to sit in a gallery while you do it. But that's definitely it. And at the same time, you know, I'd sit there and I'd look at the art and be like, oh, yes. That was how I discovered Basquiat, actually. I had to go and find that and look through everything, and, you know, it was wonderful. But British. yes. Could you not tell from the accent? It's a little bit prominent. Well, I would say British. I'm actually from the underworld. It just so happens that we have a lot in common with Britain. I think you'll know why for obvious reasons. So yes, art galleries. I love art galleries and little coffee shops and, you know, all of these places that are just sweet. And I find them just adorable, you know. That and coffee and cake, and I love little coffee and cake dates. I love them. I love little coffee and cake dates. I love them. Okay. I'm going to talk about something that really excites me now. I'm going to. I love coffee and cake dates. I love like, and it doesn't even have to be dates. It doesn't have to be dates. Like dates. But I love inviting people to go get coffee and cake with me at like some place with like a little one of those tiny little cafes with the silly little little local artists things that are on the wall, and they have like the what is it? They're like, oh, you can buy this art, and this art was done by John Smith, who is over and doing this, and this costs a total of £200. And it's like a little thing, and you can buy the art on the wall. I love going to those places, but we sit in the cafe. Okay, picture it. Okay, I'm going to paint a picture with you. Paint a picture. Are you ready? Are you ready? Good. Okay, so picture it. We're sat at a nice small mahogany table. It's a little circular thing, a dark painted varnish across it. We have two little plates in front of us, each with our choice of cake on there. I'm having carrot cake, you're having your choice. I have black coffee with me next to it, you have a tea, and we're sitting. There's some gentle music playing in the background, some gentle jazz or whatever half-hearted indie pop the place has on. It's quiet. There's a couple other customers, but they sit far enough away, that level of respect where everyone tries to give each other a table's distance. It's a little independent place run by a cutesy little couple that stand behind the counter and have everything made in-house. They talk about how some of their cakes are vegan and how some of them aren't. And we just sit there and we chat for hours on end, talking about life and how things are going and how you are and how I am. We talk about the art on the walls. We talk about what you want to do in 2 years' time. We make up wonderful fallacies and fantasies about taking a trip to Europe somewhere, or somewhere far-flung afield in South America or Japan or something that we know we'll probably never find the time to do, but just the fantasy alone is enough to spark creativity within us. And it just goes on, and we live in our own little world for a while until we have to return back to our normal workaday lives. But even then, we know that we can just send a text and arrange another little setup just like that. You know, I think I know. I love that. But, Mooney, being an Incubus, I have a bit of a lore question for some writing ideas I've been batting around. If you're comfortable saying, how often do incubi need to feed? And do you get food comas if you take too much? We usually have to feed. Now, compulsory, we have to feed at the very least, very, very, very least, once a month. Otherwise, we start to get a little bit desperate. But on the flip side, I can eat once a day, several times a day, couple times a week. It's a thing where it ebbs and flows, but usually the more you eat, the more energy you have, and I like to stay peppy. I like to stay very, very peppy. I mean, club kid energy. Hang around and find out. But yes, I definitely love the whole incubi thing. Oh, concubi was deliberate. Oh, cute. I hope I've answered your question anyway. I hope I have. But yes, I hope I have. So yes, definitely love the whole. I'm not sure if it's lore or just fact for me, considering I am an Incubus, but it's definitely there, and I think that goodness, I'm trying to reconcile everything right now. But yes, I love the whole coffee date, coffee friend date. Friend dates. We should do friend dates more. Friend dates are great. Friend dates are wonderful. I need to sip my coffee. Who wants to have a little sip of coffee with me? Cheers. I have a very large mug. I have a 200 milliliter mug of coffee, which is very cute. Friends are so silly, right? Friends are so silly. Friends are so silly. Isn't it lovely when you go on little friend dates with your friends and then you go to cute places and you hang out together and then you get a drink together afterwards and then you know, hang out into the evening and then you kiss and then, you know, things go on and then, you know, stuff happens and then you're friends. It's wonderful. You know, it's totally normal. Totally normal friend activities. And that's great, you know. Definitely good vibes. I feel like those friend dates are definitely what the Avalon boys have. Love those. You know, it's definitely a way it ebbs and flows, and it's lovely. Okay, but I kiss my friends sometimes. Okay, I kiss my friends sometimes. I do, but like sometimes I kiss my friends. Okay, just a little. You know, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, don't worry about it. But not like in too crazy a way. Sometimes I just give them like a little, you know, a little peck. You know, like it. And it's a thing, you know. You give them like a little peck on the cheek or something, like, you know, mwah, like mwah, mwah. Or maybe you turn around and, you know, or maybe if you and your homie are jokingly flirting or something like that, you give them like a little mwah, and it's like, oh, it's cute, you know. I feel like I do that. I do that. Obviously, you know, make sure they're comfortable with it. Don't just run up to your friend and proceed to try and ram your tongue down their throat. Don't do that. Don't do that. But but like it's a thing. Behave well. Consensually kiss the homies. Oh, Sunny. First ever super, congratulations. Thank you so much. I'm very glad that you've come by. Thank you so much. Hello, Zanny. What would be your dessert? I enjoy orange cake myself. Oh, cheesecake. I love cheesecake. I love cheesecake. I would melt internally for cheesecake. And I adore it. But also I like carrot cake. You know, cheesecake is very like wet. You know, it shouldn't be wet, but you know, when I think of cheesecake, I think of wet. It's very moist. It's very creamy. You know, it's always, especially like New York cheesecake as well, because it has this very like milky, very soft, very creamy taste. Like as you sort of eat it, you know. And I like strawberry as well, but New York is very good. And, you know, it's very fluffy, and I just love the way it dances across your palate, you know. But carrot cake is also very good if I want something dry and it has a little bit of crunch. I love carrots. I used to eat carrots every day as a child because my grandmother So this is some backwards stuff. So grandmother demon dearest. The old grandmother demon dearest. I used to have to wear glasses as a child. These very big, thick rimmed glasses, and my grandmother read in one of those home housekeeping magazines when she was younger that if you eat carrots, it's good for your eyesight. So she would give me carrots every day because she thought the carrots would fix my eyes. And it was so funny. And she was like, I read this a long time ago. And I'm like, oh, I believe, because I was only a little demon. I was only a little spawnling. I was like, oh, yes, grandmother. Yes, grandmother. Whatever you say, you know best. And, you know, she'd be like, have your carrots. And she'd like randomly bring me like chopped up carrot. I remember this so much. She'd bring me, she would randomly bring me throughout the day whenever I was round her house. And even when I wasn't, even when I was in the manor with my parents and all of that, she would just randomly turn up with like a little bag full of chopped carrots. And she'd be like, the boy needs his carrots. The boy needs his carrots. We're not going to fix that eyesight unless the boy gets his carrots. And I'm like, oh. And I'm not saying it was once or twice. This was like 2 or 3 times a day. There would just be carrots placed in front of me. Like raw carrots, a little hummus dip. And I would just be like, oh, thank you, grandmother. Who let you in the house? And it was incredible. It was incredible. Oh, I did that. I don't know how she got in. She just did. She just did. She just did. It's grandmother behavior. Like, I know it's not based in science. I know it's not. But, you know, she was a woman of her time. She was a woman of her time. And she was great for it. Oh, it's definitely a thing. I like to think that I have such a good relationship with vegetables because of that. I love vegetables. Gale is terrified of them. I love Gale, love him to pieces, you know, but his vegetable fear is something where I'm like, it's one of those parts you just take, you know, like the man is terrified of salad. And I'm like, sir, and someone posted on Twitter. About how oh, you know, Gale doesn't eat veggies. Oh, here's a picture from like Final Fantasy 15 anime of like Noctis handing his veggies off to someone at the diner, and that happened so many times. Okay, I ate a bowl of his veggies when we were in Japan together. Roscoe ate a bowl of his veggies. I'm pretty sure Lucian ate a bowl of his veggies, and Cass ate. I'm sure all of us did it at some point, because in Japan they give side salads with everything. It's just the way it is there. You know, you order a steak and you get a side salad in a bowl. You know, and I love veggies. You know, I had the most delicious Caesar salad last night. Actually, I had the most delicious Caesar salad, and I love like the sort of like creamy white Caesar dressing as well. It's so good to eat. I try not to have too much dressing with my salads, but I had the most delicious salad. And you know, I could mention that to Gale, and I don't know how Gale is still alive with what he eats. Like I don't. I don't know how he's still alive. He doesn't eat vegetables ever. He's like, oh, but I eat potatoes. And I'm like, they're starch. They barely qualify as a vegetable. They're starch. I don't know. I'm a demon. And I'm surprised how that man is alive. Like, valid question. He's a pirate. I feel like he must have scurvy with his lack of vegetable intake. I do know, I do actually have a very dear friend who I have known for many, many years, who also does not eat very many vegetables. In fact, one of the staples of his diet is Taco Bell. And Taco Bell is a very regular thing. But they're also vegetarian. They don't eat meat. So they have the vegetarian Taco Bell options. And that terrifies me because, like, how are you doing this? Like, how? Like, your options. Okay, I get it. vegetarian options over the last several years have become much, much better than they once were, and I get that it's become more integrated in every single industry in the world, and I understand that vegetarian options are something that has become an expectation, and, you know, it's more unusual to not have a vegetarian option than to, you know, have a vegetarian option. But why? 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 How? I've got one friend that, like, it's a vegetarian who, yeah, exactly, a vegetarian who doesn't eat veggies. They like fruit. And I'm like, that's great. I'm sure. Okay, that's good. Okay, you're a fruit. You like fruit. Good for you. But you can't survive on sugar and carbohydrates. You can't. You can't. You just can't, you know. But then again, you know, I remember those food pyramids. You have those little food pyramids, and I remember those as a child. Where they would have the food pyramids they'd bring to school, and they'd be like, oh, look at the food pyramid, you know, at the bottom is vegetables, meat, and healthy grains, and then in the middle is vegetable. I sound like I'm doing my Merriweather impression with that. At the bottom there's vegetables, meat, and healthy grains, and then in the middle it's like fats and oils and all of that, and then at the very top it's a small amount of chocolate, and you know, it's there, and I remember because Zanny didn't always have the Incubus board when he was a little. He didn't have the Incubod. When I was little, I did quite like my chocolate. You know, I did quite like my chocolate a lot. Yes, chat. Yes. The food pyramid is totally outdated now, and also like BMIs and all of that, and I feel like if you're of a certain age range, a lot of the stuff that you were taught about food in school was just generally wrong, and you know, I'm not really sure why it was taught that way to begin with. You know, I remember getting told as a child in little demon school that bacon was healthy, which bacon was like one of the healthiest things to eat, and I'm like, wait, what? And it weirdly, like, it like throws me back to like the 1920s, where it was like, you know, newspapers saying, extra, come right up, read the health benefits of smoking, like health benefits of smoking, you know, and I can't, you know, doctors extol the health benefits, and I can't believe that, you know. I'm just a little sleepy sheepy, a little nether ram, okay? No, I'm not. Am I a nether ram? Got the horns. Wait, I'm stumbling. But yes, it's a thing. Like, look, I've been on this human world for a great many years. A great many years. And as a result, I've come to see many decades. I'm a wonderful little incubus. And, you know, what can I say? Sometimes I see things, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I pretend to see things and I haven't. And sometimes I pretend to see things and I have. It's wonderful. I'm living my best life. And that's about it. Favorite chocolate. Oh, okay. I'm a fancy boy. In case you couldn't tell, I'm fancy. I'm expensive. So, I don't like Lindor. I feel like Lindor chocolate is like too chalky for my taste. So, I'm not going to go super duper name brand, but I like chocolate with truffles in it. I like chocolate with truffles in it. It's my favorite, and I really do. And it has that little soft chocolate truffles. And I could sit there and I could be like, oh tee. I could be like, oh tee, look at me. I'm enjoying chocolate truffles. I'm sat there and enjoying them. I'm so fancy. You already know. But if I'm looking for a cheap chocolate fix, like a cheap chocolate fix, I'll get a chocolate orange, which is such a weird thing to say, but like, chocolate orange. Yes, I'm expensive. Look at all of this. How can I not be expensive? You know? Ferrero Rochers are also very nice. I like Ferrero Rochers, but like the white ones. I didn't know until recently that there's more than 1 or 2 varieties of Ferrero Rocher. There's like 5. There's like 5, which is crazy madness. Crazy madness, you know. There's like there's lots, and you know, there's the white coconut Ferrero Rochers, and there's the regular Ferrero Rochers, and there's like the black the black bean Ferrero Rochers, and there's like a mint one, and there's like another one, and it's definitely there, and it's something that I definitely enjoy, and it's just so fancy. It's just so very, very fancy, and I like feeling fancy. It's definitely something. It's definitely something that is there, and I rarely ever get to try any of like the off-color, off-brand, like not the normal Ferrero Rochers. But the white coconut one, I am a sucker for. Absolute sucker for. And it's something that's cool. It's very cool. As you can tell, my expensive tastes were what helped me fit in with the London socialites when I bothered to grace that scene for a very short while. That's definitely a time of my life. Oh goodness. Zanny on top, indeed. Well, on top, in the middle, wherever, really. And and very good. I don't think it's too crazy. I remember I was before all this quite a while back. I think I must have been about I must have been in the human world for a little while, but I definitely think that what can I say? That like I got around for a little bit when I was spending time in London. There was this lovely little boat party that I went to once, which was very nice. I happen to know a friend of a friend of a friend who managed to set me up to go on this nice little cruise down the Thames, and yes, I rather enjoyed that a lot, and I definitely had some fun there. Fancy boy. I was never inherently fancy, but I did know how to get to places, you know? I did know how to get to places, and that was good. You know, it was something where I had a very good time, and just a little party. I never was able to like go to things and get things myself, but I always liked to know friend. Of course, everyone who's like in the little fancy like Paris Hilton-esque bit of London is like so fake, so fake, so fake, so fake. And I was like, okay, maybe not. It was a thing though. I did meet who have I met? I weirdly met when was it? I can't believe I'm like exposing myself, but I did manage through a friend of a friend again to meet Adam22 from like the No Jumper thing ages back, which was all right. It was a time. It was a time of my life. I was young, pretty. I smoked a lot back then. I actually quit cigarettes quite a long time ago now, but it was back then, and it was very stylish, and you know, it was stylish. I was pretty. I wore a leather jacket. I smoked. You can imagine that, Zanny, can't you? You know, the Incubus wing, little cigarette just going pa 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 pa, and did all of that. It was a time. It was a time. It was the aesthetic. I want to say that I'd started for some real reason, but it was definitely the aesthetic. It's bad. It's bad. I wouldn't try it again. I wouldn't do it again. Yeah, I wouldn't do it again. But I looked so much like James Dean. Yes, very much. There's like a certain phase, isn't it, where it's like cool and rebellious, and you know, it's the aesthetic. Although I do find it really funny how like some companies are like trying to bring it back and are like, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this. I don't know if anyone's seen like some companies are like paying influencers to start smoking, which I find kind of funny. Because like, oh, we're really that far gone. Oh, did I need to take over? No, I adore. I absolutely adore just the silly funny thing, the silly sort of like 19 like 70 80s like James Dean greaser style thing where yes where it's, you know, oh, like Grease the musical. Love Grease the musical. That was one, you know, systematic, hydromatic, automatic. Then again, I've always liked musicals. I've always been a silly little incubus that likes silly little musicals and does silly little things. I definitely like that. I also saw, actually the last thing I saw at the theatre would have been, what was the last thing I saw at the theatre? I used to frequent the theatre quite a bit. I want to say it was this beautiful little play. It was this tiny little theatre in Chinatown that I used to frequent, and it was a show called Gin for Breakfast, and it was wonderful. It was the story of these two friends who kind of half got together, but like also it was the story of how like years of partying and trying not to grow up and mature kind of affected the both of them, and how it was very terrible but cute, you know. It was the classic tragic love story. It was a tragic love story, and you know I love tragic love stories, you know. Romeo and Juliet, Othello, I mean, just everything to do, like just everything to do with that. I adore, you know. It's a thing. And star-crossed lovers, exactly. The star-crossed lovers trope is the best trope ever. I love the idea that, you know, you and I, we find each other and we're talking and, you know, there's something in the way and we hold hands and then tragedy strikes and I'm torn away or you're torn away from me and I'm there and I go, no. And it's so nice. It's so nice. Very nice. But yes, I love seeing live plays, and Gin for Breakfast was a really good one. I also saw, I managed to get to like the 80th, the 90th anniversary of Les Miserables, which is always nice, you know. Les Mis is just such a nice show. I actually managed to get a really good seat. I think it was a thing where the seat had been unsold or something like that, and something cheeky that I do. I buy a cheap seat, and then I wait until the play is just starting, and then, but I always make sure it's like an aisle seat, and then I wait until the play is literally just starting. They're like, ladies and gentlemen, the play is starting now, please remain in your seats, you know, that thing. And what I do is I turn around and I then keep an eye open for any open seats that are better, and I then get up and I go to the empty seat that's better, and whoever's already like next to me, I'm like, oh, thank goodness I made it just in time. Thank goodness I made it just in time. I thought I was going to be late. Oh, they just let me in. And I sit down, and the person next to me is like 100% sold on it being my seat. And I'm like, oh, I made it. Oh. And then I get a good seat for free. and you know, it's a little white lie never hurts. Just a little. Ooh, NC's creator corner. Meow meow. Hi Zanny, I love your voice. Yee. Thank you very much. I like my voice too. It's why I have to listen to it all day. I like to think that the voice helps, actually. Isn't there a whole thing where if you have a nice voice, people are more likely to agree with you? Or there's some study done that if you have a nice voice, you're more likely to get something out of people, or you're more able to nudge social situations to go your way. I've heard that before. It's the whole, what is it? It's the pretty privilege thing and the melodic voice thing. And I think that combining those two give you really easy rolls on your charisma checks. You know, when the DM of life says, Zander Netherbrand, roll a charisma check. And I go, bet. You know, you're just able to glide through. You're able to just say, my voice is nice. You want what I want. And I want to give you everything that you want. That. You just do that. A good voice can definitely do a lot of things. I feel like, you know, actually I've caught blushy feelings off of people through just hearing their voices. You know, I've caught very blushy feelings off of people just through hearing their voices. I've heard. I actually had a friend who had this very, very deep, very gravelly voice. You know, he's like down here, and he goes, "Well, hi everyone. Yeah, I'm fine. And I'm like, ah, sir, your voice. I find your face repulsive, but your voice could do things to me." And you know, I have to admit, I would give a human being a full pass on how they looked for a nice voice. You know, I would give the human being a full pass on how they looked if they had a nice voice. Honestly, he's fine. He's fine. No, 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 no. I'm not being mean. I'm not being mean. No, he's a perfectly fine-looking individual. He's a perfectly fine-looking individual. It's just not my type, you know? Just not quite my thing. But a good voice will get you a long way. A very long way. Oh, Nana, Zanny, are you an only child or do you have other siblings? Just curious. Well, thank you for the super. I'm an only child and I like to think the way I act is a horrible product of only child syndrome. That and I played Shadow the Hedgehog when I was too young to play it. So I have no choice. I am what I am. But yes, I think that a nice voice is something that can go a long way, and it doesn't have to be a traditionally nice voice. I think that even just having a distinctive voice can go a really long way. You know, Gail's voice, for example. Again, I'm fawning over Gail. You can't stop me. I love all the boys, but Gail is my specific example, where he has a very nice voice. You know, not as nice as mine, but I would say he has quite a nice voice. And it's one of those things where I'm like, oh, you don't know that you've got something good on your hands there. Like, slow down a bit, throw in a little bit of sauce, and I'm just saying, I might be able to convince Gail to start an Incubus run. Oh, it's very good. It's very good. I mean, oh goodness. Oh goodness. Well, I mean, Gail's kind of an Oshi of mine. I don't know. Okay. So I don't watch a huge amount between you and me. I don't watch a huge amount of VTubers in my off time. Okay, because it's a thing where, you know, I don't watch a huge amount of them. I watch a few, but you know, by the few, I mean a few. And it's one of those things where I've never felt the thing where I'm like, this is, you know, this is Oshi. You know, I'm always like, well, I really like this one, but I'm also like, Some people Oshi, some people Noshi. It's a thing. I think that plenty of my morning voice is probably very similar to this, I would say. Maybe it's a little more like croaky, you know, a little bit more like, good morning everyone, I hope you're doing well, it's Zander Netherbrand right here. I say words, do things. It's there. Obviously, I like a little bit of croak, a little bit of fry in my voice. I think that's where I am. I don't know why, but as I got older, excuse me, flipping on a light switch. As I got older, I got a little bit more fry in my voice. I actually used to have a really high voice for a very long time, and I don't know what happened, because, like, you know, I went through the whole when a boy incubus becomes a man incubus, you know, and my voice was still really high, and then over the period of like 3-4 years, it started dropping down really slowly to the point where it was consistent. And after that, it gained a lot more fry. And suddenly I ended up with like a voice where if I totally relax, it ends up somewhere somewhere down here, and it's like, you know, oh, hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. There's like a little bit of fry on the end of everything that I say. You can sort of hear it at the end of a lot of my sentences. There's like that little graveliness that's there. And yeah, it was there. And I'm not quite sure how it happened. I'm sure there's science behind it, but I'm a demon. We don't need science. We don't need science where I'm from. I can still keep a really high voice though. I don't know if anyone like heard me messing around being, oh, it's your birthday today. Oh, 𝓂𝓸𝓾𝓻. I could sing you a little quick happy birthday, of course. I could do that. I could definitely do that. All right, let me have a little sippy sip of my coffee to hydrate myself before I sing. I know that's wrong, but okay. And happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, 𝓂𝓸𝓾𝓻. Happy birthday to you. There we go. If it's a birthday, you get a little song. There you go. I hope you have a wonderful day. In fact, thank you for stopping by my stream on your birthday. I really appreciate that. I love that. I love that. Okay. Oh, yes. Making wishes, blowing out candles. I have to plan something for my birthday this year. Actually, my birthday is in like 2 months' time. It's in 2 months' time. Oh my goodness. I have my birthday in literally 2 months and a day. Oh. So the whole thing with my birthday is, and don't worry. Between okay, can I tell you a secret? Gonna tell you a secret. Okay. I've reached out to the Dark Overlords. Wait, actually, get closer. Here. Here. I've reached out to the Dark Overlords. And you know, you actually look quite good in this light. Anyway, I've reached out to the Dark Overlords, and they're doing some exclusive cool merch for my birthday. They're doing some exclusive cool merch for my birthday. And it took a little persuading, but there's like, I'm gonna see if there's like a cute little semi-lewd Zanny pinup, which is something I'm going for, okay? But shh. Between you and me, okay? Okay, don't tell. Or maybe tell, your choice. I don't know, you do you. Yeah, you do you. I don't control you. You're beautiful, you're free, you're wild, you're like the wind. So yes, they were very kind though. They were very kind. I'm actually in the design process right now. We're having the I went too far. I don't like being this far from you. Come back. There we go. So we're having the current, packaging and design stuff being made and created now. We've got sort of the art that we've got ideas. I'm pretty much working on getting it made now, and it's good, and I'm working hard, and it's unfortunately, I know I wanted to say this as well, unfortunately I don't think there's going to be a body pillow this year, which is what I wanted. But apparently there's we don't know if it will sell. Don't know if people will like it. So I was told the there's probably not going to be one. But I'm going to keep pushing for it because I want it. Not for you, but for me, because I want a pillow Zanny to bring on stream. I want to get a Zanny and take a picture of it and put it right next to me here. And then I would have a pillow. It would be good. It would be good. One day. I love how the chat is outraged that there's not a body pillow. The rage. Obviously, I can't say what's going on, and I can't take suggestions, quote unquote, because, you know, the Dark Overlords, they may punish me. They may send me down to the black pits below, which, you know, I might just climb back out of. But, you know, it's something I'm really excited for. And actually, I can say this. I can say one thing. We're working on a voice pack. We're working on a little voice pack. We're working on a little thing. So you can have like little me sayings and me phrases carried around with you, which is gonna be cute. Because then it'll be cute, you know. It'll be like, oh, look at that. And, you know, I love getting to do fun stuff. And I think that would be really sweet. I'm still going to figure out what to say to you, but, you know, if only I could find the words to say how I felt. Yes, so that's one thing I'm excited for, and it's very much fun. Oh, Eleanor, thank you very much, Eleanor. Hi, Zanny. Good morning. As a Brit, I must ask a very important question. What is your favourite biscuit, either the dunking in tea or otherwise? That is a very, very good question. Very good question. So, I like plain digestives with my coffee because of the fact that they carry the sort of coffee taste and they absorb the coffee really easily. However, my very, very, very favorite biscuit, it's tied. There's two biscuits that are actually tied for my favorite biscuit, and one is a ginger nut. I like ginger nut because they have that strong palate cleansing taste to them. And then on the flip side, I like Garibaldi biscuits, which are very good. I love the Garibaldi biscuits because they have the little raisins inside, and you can break them and they go ksh, and it's very cute. Very, very cute. And it's up there. And yes. wait. Because obviously I spent a little bit of time in Italy during my time roaming the world. I also learned how to roll my R's, so, you know, I can be like, parlare italiano, and, you know, sì, parlare italiano, and, you know, you can do all that stuff. But when I was there, they love their biscuits and their desserts and their biscotti, and it's lovely. And, you know, how do I roll my R's? A talented tongue. But, you know, they love their desserts, their biscotti, and turning it around. Oh, Nix! Thank you very much, Nix. Thank you very much. But let's go. And thank you for the first ever super chat. And it's very good. But they love their desserts. And I remember there was this lovely gelateria that this lovely gelateria that was next to where I was staying. I was actually staying there the year the Football World Cup was happening, and I have no interest in sports directly, but I was there and I was just eating this lovely gelato. I mean, impeccable, and just the food has such a lovely, like, artisan taste to it. But there ended up being this one coffee shop, and I wasn't too far from the Colosseum actually. I loved seeing the Colosseum. Would you believe I managed to visit a World Heritage Site and not carve my name into it. Ha! Crazy. But I was visiting. I was visiting the Colosseum, and there was this lovely little coffee shop. And I remember the owner was so nice to me because I was so naive, and and pretty much I didn't understand that you had to, that you didn't pay for things. You pay in Italy. You pay for things in a certain order, and just so people know, that was a healthy dose of British sarcasm there, because people carve their names into the Colosseum, and that person got in trouble for it. And I'm like, don't do it. I've been to like so many World Heritage sites where the pyramids and the Colosseum, and like so many places like that where I've been, and everywhere there are just people who think they can carve their names into stuff, and I'm like, bruh, why are you carving your name into? Why? Do you think you matter as much as 𝓂𝓛? Do you think you matter as much as Alexander the Great? Okay, how dare you stand where the greatest boy kisser of all time once stood, Alexander the Great? How dare you? How dare? And it's definitely. That's the thing. There's no one keeping an eye there. There's no one watching out. And at the same time, it's always there. It's always a thing. And I definitely think that it's something that deeply frustrates me. But to harangue myself back to where I was, I absolutely there's this lovely little coffee place, and it did artisan coffee in the little tiny baby cups, the little baby cups that are like pinky size. I would drink my little shots of espresso there, and the owner of the place didn't understand how this small little Incubus was knocking back 5 shots of espresso back to back. And the truth is, I didn't either. I'm just insane. But I'd sit there, and I'd get my little book or my little laptop, and I'd tippy tap away, and I'd be like on the laptop, and I would just write things, and I'd have my little cup of espresso, and be like, little of espresso, because you're not meant to like down it in one, you're meant to like little sippy sip. But then I'd get like halfway and I'd be like, bam, gone. And it would be there. And I just loved caffeine. Little me loved caffeine, and that was good. Actually, when I visited Rome, it was one of the nights I stole bread from one of the restaurants. It was yes. So I was at one of these fancy. It was one of the fancy bistro restaurants next to the Colosseum, and I was there, and I remember I booked the people I travelled with actually had booked like 2 weeks in advance, 3 weeks in advance for a place at this restaurant, and we had a table outside. And while we were there, we'd got served our bread, and everything. And then I don't know who came up or who came in, but like someone associated or related to Mr. Ferrari or something. And I was like, oh, what's going on here? And they literally were like, yes, they'd be like, oh, disculpe, there has been a slight delay with the service for the evening. You will need to wait 45 minutes to 1 hour. And I was like, excuse? Is this because, like, Mr. Whatever his face has turned up. It wasn't actually the guy, but he was someone who was like tangentially related to one of the big fancy businesses. And they're like, yes, the wait staff must refocus and readjust. And I was like, what? What? So I took the bread and I walked off. And I'd be like, very well, I will not wait. I was here first. He can... You goodbye to my custom. I'm taking all your fancy bread and I'm taking the bread from the 2 tables next to me as well. I took the bread from the 2 tables. I just loaded all of the bread into like one basket. So I'm fancy in the way that, like, you know, I like to go to fancy places, but also I'm such trash. I was such trash. I was like, I'm taking your bread and I'm taking your olive oil. Good day to you, sir. Good day. And I just looked, I tipped it. Oh, manly man. Thank you very much, manly man. Thank you very much, manly man. I really appreciate that. But I was there and I was like, I'm taking your bread. Good day. You know, because I remember they had these the wicker bread baskets, and I was like, well, I'm going to take the bread from the table next to me, and the table next to me, and the table next to me, and I remember I was just there, and I was like, because it was all fancy bread, it was the little rolls, you know, the little seeded rolls with the poppy seeds, and you know, and the different varieties of bread, and the bread that had the glaze on, and the bread that had the long sort of baguette shape, and the one that had like the 2 bits of bread that are twisted and intertwined, and I was like, well. These are mine now. You violated you violated my time, and thus I step away. oh, Lolo. Just like in Italy, let's get this bread. Thank you for the super. Thank you. So yes, hide bread, hide keychains as well. I stole a keychain from Universal Studios. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone, but I stole a keychain from Universal Studios because it was £14 and I was not going to pay that much for a keychain. So I stole it. I stole it. I wasn't going to pay that much for a keychain, right? I was little. I must remind you, I was very young. But my human age would have ended in teen. But I didn't want to pay that much for a keychain, and I had a lovely time at Universal Studios. So. Oh, Manly Man, I meant to send 15 the first time. IDK, what happened? Well, either way, thank you very much, Manly Man. Deeply appreciate it. Thank you so much. Oh, Baz. Oh, £14 for a keychain is robbery. Stealing is therefore morally correct. Thank you, Baz. Thank you for validating me. I promise to be worse. I remember I turned around and I was little. Listen, don't call the police, okay? The statute of limitation for theft is already passed. But I took the little keychain, and little me like broke the little tag off on the floor, and he like put it in his sock. I put it in my sock, and I went do 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 do, and I walked out, and I thought I was going to turn around and get in trouble, but I was like, no, they're not getting me. No. Oh, Rin, thank you so much. Bread, keychains, my heart. When will this incubus stop? Oh, I don't plan to stop until I have all the heart, all the bread, and all the keychains available. Okay. But if Universal Studios didn't want their keychains being stolen, then they should have had better security. They're a multi-billion-dollar enterprise. If a silly little incubus like me can get away with it, then I can. Like it's just a little bit of, you know, fingers, a little bit of yeah, how you say, liberation. Stop this fiend. No, okay. Tiny little child Zanny, okay, little child Zanny. For aesthetic purposes, let's picture him. Let's picture. Let's add a picture for this. So tiny little child Zanny, Bambino Zanny, as it were. The little Bambino Zanny. Here we go. There. This gentleman. This gentleman right here, okay? This boy, here we go. This boy, he used to like have such sticky fingers. He would pick up. He would this criminal, this Ute here, had such sticky fingers. Okay, he would turn around. He would turn around, and if it wasn't nailed down, it was in his pockets. Okay, look at this guy. Look at him. Look at him. Look at the two of us. Okay, look at this guy. He was there. He was there. Okay. Oh, forgot roommate's cat. Not in body, but in spirit. Like I certainly, because I remember in school, it was like Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon cards, because it was like it was like lore of the jungle out there. Lore of the jungle. It was insane. It was rules of the jungle. Either you got your Yu-Gi-Oh cards stolen, or you stole someone else's Yu-Gi-Oh cards. You know, because I was ready. It was that, and what was the other thing that I did? Okay, that was at university. I feel like my age was still like teen during that, but I used to occasionally like sneak little bars from the university snack shop that I attended, because they were like £4 a bar, and that's too expensive. And if you're going to sell me something, sell me it for a reasonable price. Otherwise, it'll just fall down my sleeve. But I don't do it anymore. I'm a good boy now. Apart from, well, actually, I did that the other day, didn't I? No, that wasn't my fault though, because it was already discounted, and the person at the till got huffy at me when I tried to scan it. So, no, okay. This one's reasonable though. This one's reasonable. This one's reasonable. Okay, this one is reasonable. I tried to buy some animal crackers that were discounted, and the discount didn't go through when I was at the self-checkout. So I called one of the store assistants over to help, right? And I was like, the animal crackers say they're discounted, but it's not applying the discount, even though I've scanned it and it's gone through and everything like that, right? And they were like, oh, it's just broken. Oh, well, and they got really huffy at me, and I was like, well, I don't want to pay for these if they're full price, because animal crackers are kind of expensive at full price, you know? And they were like, oh, well, I guess I'll just have to get rid of them then. I'll take them off. And I'm like, well, but I want my animal crackers. I just want them with the discount. And they're like, oh, well, I'm sorry, you just can't have that. We'll just have to deal with it later. And I'm like, but I want my animal crackers. And it was too late. She'd already like gone to the machine and she'd gone beep boop, and the animal crackers had been taken out of my basket. And I'm like, but I want them. And I'm not going to pay double the price that they were marked as. So I was like, the animal crackers are there. My basket is there. It's my bag. I'm just leaving. So I literally was just like, you know what? Whatever. They're my animal crackers. You took them off. As far as I'm concerned, someone from the staff took them off my bill. They're free. So I went, whoop, mine. And I wanted them. And I ate them. And they were good. They were good. And I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. I wanted my animal crackers. You could... No, I still go back there. I go back there twice a week. Listen. Listen. It's in game. It's in game, guys. In chat. We're in game. We're in game. In Minecraft. In Minecraft. In Minecraft. Listen. I'm allowed to be a little. I'm allowed to be a petty little incubus. It's roleplay, guys. It's chat room avatar Navi roleplay. You know, when you're in... I don't actually know anything about Minecraft. I haven't played for 14 years. Everyone keeps telling me to play Minecraft with them. And I'm like, well, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't played in so long. I remember it has like the plink plonk blink plonk music. You know, it's like... Boom, 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 boom. This has turned from a morning Zatsu into a confession stream. Oh, Hitomi, it has, hasn't it? Well, forgive me. No, I can't go. Forgive me, Father, for I've been bad. And then, we should actually do that. That'd be a fun stream. The sins of Zanny. And then the chat vote each time for guilty or innocent. That would actually be fun. That would be fun. I'll make like a little list of things and then context. That might be a really fun stream. The sins of Zanny. How have I sinned? Oh, that would be good. That would be good. I wonder if I can set up polls in chat really easily. I wonder how quickly I could actually set up a poll. I have to figure that out. Oh, I can start with a poll. Let's see. Have I have to learn how to spell. Have I been a bad incubus? Question mark. There we go. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. We can make something out of this. We can definitely make something out. Why is this 85%? No, where's my innocence? How dare? I'm innocent. Okay, I'm innocent. Confessions with coffee. That's such a good title, Samire. Such a good time. I might actually do that one morning. A little confessions with coffee. Watch the Dark Overlords manager-san like grab me after this and be like, Zanny, stop confessing to crimes on stream. You're going to get in trouble. I'm going to. The percent difference. Indeed, it's very much ratio plus incubus plus tail plus major L plus why is this happening to me? Yeah. I'm so honestly, I feel okay. So like, I'm good with management. Okay, I'm good with main-san. They're nice. They're very nice. The Dark Overlords are good with me, and you know, we hang out, and sometimes they give me advice on how to do things, and you know, because they actually I don't look at like a lot of feedback for things because I don't look at a lot of feedback for things. Partially because of the fact that like, I don't know, I just don't. I like to like improvise, you know? Improvise, customize, idealize, everything. But they do all of the look back and the feedback for me. And then they condense stuff down and give me the advice for it. Okay, there we go. Sorry, my face got stuck for a second. Botox, don't worry about it. So they do a lot of that for me, which I really appreciate. And then they kind of go, okay, do this. And I'm like, okay. But sometimes I'm like, ideas are kind of blah, 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 blah. You know, sometimes I'm like, I don't need my ideas. I don't need these. I don't agree. Or I try it and I don't vibe with it and then I move on, which is fine. Goodness, give me 1 second. I'm a little stuck here. There we go. Much better. much better. Okay, so yeah, the Dark Overlords have so much to put up with me. Because obviously, you know, I know I'm a little borderline at times, you know. A little risque, mayhap. Like just a little. And I think that they must have some real patience, because I do a lot of things last minute, and my style of things is very improvisational. And as much as that's cool, they're also like, please tell us things in advance if you plan on doing them. Like, please. And I'm like, no. Make me. Like, make me, please. Please. You're very nice, but I'm very chaotic. LMAO. LMAO indeed. Strong LMAOs. Oh, Yuki. Good question. Danny, do you have a pet name for us? Good question. So obviously I call you my Netherlings. I like calling you my Netherlings. But one question that I actually have been meaning to ask is that, it's how I'm going to do memberships soon, where we get exclusive memberships to Club Netherbrand, and I need a name to call the memberships. I need a name. I need a pet name for those. So, like any good Incubus, I thought I'd open up the floor and be like, everyone, figure it out. Let's go. Who wants to turn around and, well, see what there is to see? You know? I thought that would be fun. Nethership, Nethership, the Netherworld, something with Ram. Oh, these are all good. Netherrams, the regulars. Something with Ram, Netherrams, Netherworld. I mean, the Nether Ram is like the mascot. So I don't know if there's like too much crossover, if we have both the mascot and the name. Oh, the Nether Branded. Oh, that's cute. The regulars, the Nether Branded. Yes. The fan name is Netherlings, of course. But I've been told that I need a separate name for people who want to get a sneaky little membership for some behind the scenes and extra stuff. So I thought that might be a really cool thing to go. Oh, Netherflock. That's cute. It's cute. Regulars, Netherflock, the Nether Branded. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. Oh my goodness, yes. Okay, I'm not going to linger on this for too long, because if I do, I will spend lots and lots of time going, ooh, and, you know, seeing what there is to see. That last one sounded so unsay-so. That last one was so unsay-so. Oh my gosh, no. Oh, that was a thing. But I will look through all of them. That wasn't even on purpose. That wasn't even on purpose. Oh my gosh. That was without trying. And that was so unsay so. That just I need a moment. I need a moment. What have I done? I need coffee. Give me my little sippy sip. That was a happening. That was a happening. That was a happening. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, save that kind of stuff for the membership. Oh, trust me. There's a lot I'm saving for the membership. Maybe I've just been SFW for too many years. It's finally leaking out in all the worst ways. It's so. I'm being comforted now. I'm being comforted by lewd. I lewded too hard. I make so many noises. I shouldn't make this many noises. I'm so sorry. Kite, if you're watching, I'm so sorry. Kite, I'm so sorry if you're watching, my guy. I'm so sorry. I know you're here for the morning coffee streams sometimes, and I'm so sorry. Oh no. I've been bad. Okay. I'm good now. Listen, we all like some sweet and spice, don't we? We all like a little bit of wholesome. I meant to say wholesome and horny. Okay, it keeps us going. It keeps us fine. And I can't. That wasn't even deliberate. This isn't even deliberate. I like to think that wherever you are, wherever you're watching from, that you are able to get a kick out of my stupidity. And I can also get rid of this little Zanny on screen right now. Goodbye, little Zanny. Yes, goodbye. Also, results are in. Apparently, it's overwhelmingly decided that I'm a bad incubus. Which, yeah, I can see that now. I deserve it. I deserve all that's come to me. I'm a bad incubus. Mini Zanny doesn't need to see. Mini Zanny didn't even know what that was when I was that age. Mini Zanny didn't know. Mini Zanny was a late bloomer. Okay, but when he bloomed hard. I see it. I see it now. It's there. It was there. In front of all these people, in front of all these wonderful people, but also it's lovely to see you all as well. I like having morning coffee with you. Club Netherbrand wouldn't be the same without you. Welcome. Okay, but there's such, it doesn't matter whether you're a human or an incubus, there's such an awkward, like, puberty growing pain which everyone goes through. Oh my goodness. It's so awkward. There's no, doesn't matter what you are. You've got something tied up in that. Definitely. It's for sure a thing. I know that little Zanny, as he was growing up, of course he was handsome and perfect and brilliant and all of that, but also, you know, lacking horrible confidence until, you know, I was just being I feel like being chaotic was just a natural thing. Everyone who starts off kind of shy as a kid becomes an absolutely cracked adult. Like there is no way people who start off shy don't go like a little bit crazy. Or maybe just being an adult is being crazy. And you know, I think that's definitely what happened with me. I was just messing around and having fun. And you know, now I've got my sweet little netherlings here that I can hold close to me and watch me do some of the most insane, unhinged, obscene things I could imagine at any given time. And I'm glad for it. After all, you've all seen far more than you should have already. And you know, oh goodness, there are clippers. I got told that I need to post clips actually of my debut 2.0, and like I was looking through it and I'm like, it's a really fun debut 2.0, but also like I got to find some slightly better clips as well, because like a couple of them were good that were recommended to me, but sometimes I'm like, ugh, I'm so dry at times. Ugh. But no, I will say VTuber Clippers, they're doing blessed work. They're doing blessed work. They're wonderful. They do great work. I appreciate them deeply. They do such chaotic things as well. Like seeing them turn around and just capture these moments. Plus there was I don't know if I've shown anyone, but there was this Pal World stream, and which I'm doing a Pal World stream tonight. Again, I'm going back. If Gale can do 2 Pal World streams, so can I. But I really enjoyed doing this Pal World stream where I became just everyone's Avalum's boy wife. And it was fun, you know. I think there were a few clips of that going around, but it was adorable, you know. While Gale and Lucy went out hunting and foraging, I stayed at home building and crafting and making things for them and making sure there was food. And you know, I don't know if anyone saw. I don't know if anyone saw the what's it called? The Gale stream the other night when he was doing Pal World, but I crashed it and I was like, hello, I'm here, and joined, and I was just having fun with him. And I was so like, oh, I was like so blushy when he was like, oh, thank goodness they managed to save the house you built, Zanny. We'd all be lost without you taking care of us. And I was like, you validated my caring instincts. Thank you. Now stay still, I'm going to make you food. I was like, yes. Let me be a homemaker. Just for a little bit. It's an alright job, it's quite fun. Oh no, I don't have a praise cake. Okay, well, wait. Yeah. But I also like the. Enough of that. Let's go. So, you know, there's definitely like some great energy. There's definitely some great energy, and you know, I think that making sure to work hard and have fun in games, because you know it's always nice when the streamer tries to win when you're watching someone and they're trying to win, you know. That's really cool, and I like that. And oh, chat. Okay, so there's definitely a whole thing where, you know, I like working hard and trying to win the game. And of course, you know, Pal World is quite a punishing game as well. But I'm going to see if I can progress through the story a little bit. Because, you know, it's saying that I need to fight a gym leader and work hard and do things. And I'm thinking that like I might go explore away from the other boys, because that would be quite fun. And, you know, going and doing my own thing is a thing. I've always liked having friends and being close with people, but I also like being independent. And I think that being independent is something that I've always valued a lot. Maybe it's why I chose to travel alone so much, because I feel like when I'm traveling, I have purpose, you know? Actually, I would love to travel again, but with all of you. I feel like that would be cool, you know, a little travel VTuber, which would be nice. I could like set up a little camera in places and like VTube from different locations and have like different backgrounds. That would be so cool. Oh, I could even try and do like a stream from different airports if I paid for the premium Wi-Fi if I traveled again, which would be fun. I do like traveling. I don't know why, but I really like airports. When we were when we were on the plane, when Cassian and I were on the plane to Japan together, we were it was shocking. We got served these dumplings. We got served these dumplings that were the saddest, most like dead dumplings imaginable. Think like dumplings that had just decided that they were having a midlife crisis. They'd broken down. They were at that point where they were like, we're gone. Like they were like, bleh. They were like they were dead dumplings. They were dead dumplings, and we were served these dumplings, and they had like this spinach underneath, and Cass was like, man, I don't understand these dumplings. They're so strange. And I'm like, I don't understand them either. He's like, they're not. And we like sat there, right, picking apart these dumplings and trying to figure out what was wrong with them. And we couldn't figure it out. But it was like they just decided that they were wet. They were wet dumplings. But at the same time, like the plain food we got was really nice. Don't get me wrong. It was lovely getting to fly to Japan and back and getting, you know, to spend time on the flight. But obviously, Cass and I, we did this dumpling dissection after the flight because we had to play Among Us while we were on the plane, because he didn't know who I was, I didn't know who he was. I kind of figured out when we were at the airport, because I think we've all been there when I've teased him for his like silly gloves. He has these gloves. Oh my goodness. I thought my gloves were ridiculous. I thought these gloves were ridiculous, you know? I thought these were unnecessary. You know, the little two fingers missing, the little black nails, the two fingers, the black nails, but this hand is totally normal. You know, this one. I thought that was totally over the top. But Cassian's glove, where he like doesn't have like the palm bit or the actual like backhand bit, and it's just the fingers, is so strange, you know? And I'm just there like, oh, why? It's a fingerless glove, but with all the fingers and no glove. And I'm like, sir, what? And they're made of this weird soft velvet, or like soft something. Oh, Evelyn, oh, thank you for the super. Have a lovely day or evening or night, wherever you are. But yes, he has these ridiculous little silly gloves. And I'm like, and we all teased him for it. Obviously, we all teased him for it. But we had to, you know. But we also had a lot of fun in Japan. He wore them everywhere, though. He even wore them to the arcade when we went to Akihabara. When we went to Akihabara, and we were going to this arcade, and he wore them there, and I was like, oh, what? So we were in Akihabara, and we did a whole bunch of arcade games. The ridiculous little Tekken and the Street Fighters, and we had little coins made with our names on, and it felt like such a cute little bonding moment. And at the same time, we went to one of those punch machines. You know the ones. It was very Japanesey, but there was these punch machines, and it was a punch bag, and you had to hit it as hard as you can. You went boom, and it would show on screen the destruction that you would do to a person. And I was like, oh, that's very cool. And I think it was Gail that saw it, because Gail's obviously so destructive. And Gail was like, come on, guys, let's do that. And I'm like, okay, lead the way, Captain, my captain. And I was like, and everyone was like, okay, let's line up. And I'm like, okay, guys, it's like 500 yen to do it. I have 500 yen left. Like, I don't know if I'm going to do this one, you know, I need the change. I'll have to get a ticket back on the train at some point. I need to be responsible and not take more money out on my card than I need. That didn't last long, because everyone was like lining up and they were taking punches. They would go wham, and then Lucy was like wham, and I was like, and then Cass was like wham, and I was like, ooh, that's very cool, very cool. And I was like, okay, I'm done. And they're like, no, you go, Zanny. And I was like, but are you sure? You know, I've got my little 500 yen coin. I want to get my ticket on the train. And they're like, you work out, you go to the gym. And I'm like, fine. I'm not one to turn down challenge. So I like swan in there, but I'm like, do. And I put my little coin in the slot, and you know, I put on the little glove, and I'm like, here I go. And I threw the shot, and I have the strongest punch out of all of the boys, according to the machine. I apparently punch with like something like 200 pounds of force, just under that. But it was very cute. And it was like, yay! And there was like that weird, yay, go Zanny! And I was like, oh, you guys are so cute. And I was like, you know, it was an adorable little moment. Yes. Yes. I don't think I think I mentioned it on Twitter. I did mention it on Twitter. I do go to the gym. I go 2 to 3 times a week. Usually 3. 2 if I'm tired. But I actually have quite decent lifts and all of that. So I have a 245 pound deadlift, and my favorite lift that I've been really into lately is butterflies. So, you know, the ones where you take your arms all the way out with like heavy weights, and then you bring them back in from like a laid back or a supported upright position. And I've been doing like 200 pound butterfly lifts for the past while, and I've been like really working on those, and I'm so glad. I beat my PB like last night with the butterfly lifts, and it was there. And that's sort of where I'm at with those things. Obviously, like full body drags and stuff like that are also something that I do, and I try and do like lots of sit-ups and all of that, because, you know, I like to stay sane, and I think that you know, it's always nice to be able to bridal carry someone when I need to. Obviously, you know, deadlift is over the shoulder, whereas, you know, bridal carrying someone is a lot of arm work, and, you know, my arms are always my weak point, honestly. I'm like, I try not to spend a super long amount of time at the gym. I try and aim for like 45 minutes when I go. I don't mess around on my phone. I don't turn around and be like, oh, whatever, you know. I don't turn around and like do any of that. I think that, you know, because I see people who are there like, oh, I'm going to go to the gym and then I'm going to sit there on my phone for like 45 minutes. And I'm like, or you could just do everything really quickly that you need to and just stay focused. And yeah, I just like doing that. It's very cute, very cute. I enjoy it. I enjoy it. But yeah, that's my idea of a good time. At least most of the evenings. And yeah. Oh, no gym selfies. Oh, I'm so like conscious of my appearance. I'm like, because obviously, you know, I don't like gym selfies. They feel weird. But I don't know. It's always nice to sort of go there, kick back, you know, make an appropriately long eye contact with someone, and just enjoy a little workout. But yes, you know, half of being an incubus is maintenance, and the other half of being an incubus is patience. It's so awkward. Yes, you're on track. You're on track. I did just mention eye contact. You're live. You're live. I'm live. You're live. We're all here. Oh, so who won the punch thing? Oh, me. I won. I won the punch thing. But it was actually like reasonably close as well. It was reasonably close. I believe Cassian was second, or was like very close second. Cassian is very impressive because he's got like look at that little elf boy. He's the little slender guy, but he's got technique on his side, and I'm like, oh, okay, you have technique. I have force. You have technique. Let's put them together and see what we can create with that. You know, absolutely adorable. No, I know, it's so against type. You're so strong. So good to hear that. Thank you so much. Honestly, I'm very much it's my stress relief, you know? I can only relieve stress in a handful of ways, and you know, sometimes I don't always fancy a snack. But yeah, Cassian is surprisingly strong. He's got this slender little twink elf look going for him, and yet he's able to turn around and go like bam, crank it up a notch, and I find that so impressive. You know, like I feel like I could carry Cassian on my shoulder, but Cassian could carry me on his shoulder, you know? He's a live little thing. Albert Elfman is a very strong little guy, which is fine. Please. I call everyone twinks, chat. I call everyone twinks. Look at the lineup of the gen, okay? We've got the elf. Okay, extreme twink. Okay, we literally have a sliding scale, okay, of twink to twunk. That's what we've got. We've got like literally. There's nothing beyond that. We're stuck. We literally just got 5 shades of that. You know, that's it. You never called Gale a twink. No, he's a twunk. He's a twunk. Gale is a twunk. Like he's like, you know, a twink and a hunk. He's good. He's the furthest end of the scale. He's wonderful. But I really did. That was great. The 5 twink. I mean, we've got look at Roscoe. The little gamer femboy dude. It's adorable. I make sure Gale sees. No. No, the lingo. Listen. Listen, okay, Avalon has very clear types and bounds, okay? Avalon very clearly had a type going in, and I feel like it's a market we're aiming for. But yes, to pull us back onto the topic though, 𝓂𝓸𝓾𝓻 was a lovely place. We all had a lot of fun. I managed to find like one of the Time Crisis games, which, if anyone remembers that, Time Crisis was wonderful, and it's so fun, you know, because it's the little pew pew games. But we played some of those. We played the little Street Fighter games. It was very good, and I love the amount of classic arcades there are dotted around. Plus, further point, I didn't realize how insanely like large Tokyo was in terms of like VTuber presence as well, which is insane. I didn't think I would see huge, like, towering billboards of VTubers and, you know, like advertisements in Japanese and English and everything there. And I was like, whoa. And there are stores just selling physical merchandise on the streets. And I'm like, this is insane. There's so much here to do and see, and I have to admit, definite culture shock. Definite culture shock. Absolutely dazzled by it. I think that from someone who's lived in, you know, cities most of his life, it's such a weird juxtaposition to be walking through a desolate urban hellscape and then suddenly turn a corner and see, like, oh look, it's a cute demon girl, like 20 stories high. I definitely think that it's cool though. It's very cool. I'm actually wondering when I'll get to go to Japan again, but it's something that I'm definitely excited for. I reckon we've got another 10-15 minutes in us, and then we'll start our little wrap up. But I have not touched as much of my coffee as I should have. I hope you've all drunk your morning coffee and you've got ready to go to work and or sleep or wrapped yourself up comfy. Maybe we're having evening coffee. I'm not sure. I think I've hit the point now with my coffee that I can sleep after drinking caffeine. Like you know, I think that I think I've hit that point. I wish I did get to do more sightseeing in Japan though. I do wish I did get to see more sightseeing, because as busy as we were and as much as we did, I feel like it's one of those places where you need more than just a week to see everything, you know. I need another week. I definitely need another week. Do you perhaps have ADHD? Yes, I have that. I have that. I have the thing. I have the brain go fast thing. The amount of like Monster Hunter stuff was really cool though. I didn't think I'd see so much Monster Hunter, but it's still like a really big thing there. But then again, apparently, I remember reading that when Monster Hunter came out, the latest one, there were like booths in the subway stations selling the new Monster Hunter, because they wanted to make sure that like the salarymen who were going to work and from work would be able to pick up a copy of Monster Hunter without missing any work or having to take time away, which is so crazy because like so many of those little booths sold out. And I'm like, wow, when people buy into things, they buy into things, which I love, you know. I want it all there. I think that it's a very cool little way of doing things. Honestly, normalize pop-up stores that sell random things you might need on your way to work. I think that I do that. But also I have been crazy preparing like a madman for my my stream, my ASMR stream this Friday, my ASMR stream, and it's going to be good. It's going to be good. I've done a lot of typing and a lot of planning and a lot of cajoling. It's my first time doing something like this with the live on air audience and all of that. And I'm wondering just how much I can sort of get away with and be sort of cheeky with. I'm wondering if I could set things up in a certain way or do things with a certain plan that might be done. But it's great. It's very narrative. It's very performative. It's very you and I. It's as I described it to manager-san. It is a narrative and first-person focused piece of abstract art pop, with a focus being about an evening in Club Netherbrand, designed to deepen the relationship of you and I and talk about things that are both normal and less than normal. The idea is that, there's going to be a bit of a story, there's going to be a bit of back and forth, and I'd love the idea that the chat in and of itself and, the supers and all of that can change the direction of the actual narrative and the actual story. It's starting off very slow, but I'm thinking that what I could do is it wouldn't be a one-off. It's not going to be a one-off. It's going to be many parts of a singular story, which I think might be cool, whether it's 1 part, 2 part, 3 part. I'd love the idea of having a multi-part little story, which would be fun. I think I would find that really interesting, because I've always been into narratives and telling stories. And I'm going to start off very, very basic. I'm going to start off very, very basic with this one. Supremely basic, because, don't run before you can walk. Don't ride a bike before you know how to even stand up, So it's just going to be a simple little, very, very host club-esque evening at Club Netherbrand with you and me and the two of us alone together. And we'll see how it goes, And it should be fun. I might even be able to cram in the occasional little poll, a live poll that might be really cool, because I could do that and there could be different things and there could be like fors and against. Why do you sound like you're purring when you roll your R's? I really like rolling my R's. I think I can purr. I could. Wonder if I can purr. Never tried it. Let me see. Did the mic even pick that up? I'm not sure if the mic even picked that up. Did it? I don't know. Can Incubi purr? Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Okay, it did pick it up. I'm seeing it. It did pick it up. Do it again. It could be a thing. It's a really simple way of doing it. You literally just put your tongue against the roof of your mouth and then just let air kind of pass over it while hitting an R sound, and you create a r, say brr. And that's how it happens. Oh goodness. It's literally about just having some good tongue dexterity. There's a lot of shapes and like tongue positions that aren't used in English that are in other languages, and as a result, nice. Hi Zenny, thank you for the stream. I may be plotting something. Which side of the screen do you prefer to be while streaming? Any directional preference? One emotional expression that describes you best? Oh, I like the blushy look, and I'm usually over to the right because of the fact that my wing gets in the way otherwise, and it's such a curse. It's a beautiful wing, but it gets in the way, and I can't get it. I can't get it out of the way, so I try and do that. But I'm definitely a blushy boy. I like the I'm very Oh, Manly Man. I don't know if this is off topic, but could you suggest a name for my Stardew Valley farm? Dusk Hollow Farm. Dusk Hollow Farm. It's a cute little name, slightly spooky, but also it feels very old-timey, you know? Either that or something like Mystic Hollow. I like this sort of idea. I think Mystic Hollow is a good one, actually. Go with that. Go with that. Dusk Hollow or Mystic Hollow, your choice. I gave you 2 for the price of 1. But naming stuff is the hardest part of any game, honestly. I love naming things, but I'm always like, what if I name the dog in Stardew Valley wrong? I named the dog in Stardew Valley Ryan, and then I remembered Ryan used to be my music teacher, and I was like, oh, well now I'm thinking of my music teacher whenever I see my dog in Stardew Valley. Shame be upon me. Woof. Oh no, I am curious to plots. I do like plots and schemes and all of that and everything. But yes. Today's been a naming day. I've got names. I've got knowledge. I have smarts, and I think that we've done very well. But on that note, we've had our time together. And I think it's about the hour for us to begin wrapping up morning coffee. So on that note, thank you all for coming out. I hope you've enjoyed our time together and the little chaos that has ensued. And thank you for stopping by Club Netherbrand. I deeply appreciate it. So, until the next, I will see you all very soon. We've learned a lot about each other, I'm sure. Goodbye. Until the next. Go on, you scamps, get out of here. Go on.